All right, everybody. I actually love these cars. This is, I'm not going to say it's my favorite car, but it's up there. This is a 2004 Buick Century. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, that's an old person car, blah, blah, blah. Well, let me tell you something. I would stack this car up against any Toyota Camry or anything like that any day of the week. And this particular one, as you can see, has low mileage, 107,440 on the mileage. No check engine or warning lights. And here's how much I thought this was a great running car. I gave this car to my wife to drive for several months. And I trusted it for her to go out of state with it and everything. Great running car. But it is a Buick, and therefore, a lot of people, just don't like them. But I do. And it's going to be a good price and a good car. Let's check the power windows. Right rear. Right front, swing on around, and here's your left rear. And driver's window down and up, of course, is important. Power mirrors. There's your left mirror, and there's your right mirror, working exactly as it should. Air conditioning, ice cold. Obviously, my wife wouldn't drive a car unless it had nice ice cold air. Well, she would drive it, but she doesn't like to, and I like to take care of her. Okay, radio. Let's check this baby out. Obviously that works. I don't have any CDs and I don't have any cassettes, so I can't test that part of it, but the radio definitely works. It's got cruise control, tilt wheel, just a really nice car, and it's in pretty darn good shape. Interiors in, I would say, 8 out of 10, and the exterior's got a few issues, so I'd give that like a 6.5 to a 7 out of 10, but you'll see what I mean. Cleanliness-wise, though, this car does not have hardly any stains in it. It's actually very clean and very nice. It's got looks like one maybe repaired mark right there. Looks like it has the original factory floor mats there. It's got this nice armrest. You can see there's hardly any wear and tear on there. It's got your little spot for your CDs, cassettes, whatever, your cup holder. And this does flip up. So nice, this is a 6-passenger car. It actually has a seatbelt for the middle person here, so you can actually carry 6 people. I certainly wouldn't recommend 6 adults, but, 6 people with a couple kids involved, yeah, I think you'd be all right. Oh, customers ask, windshield wipers, there you go, and, of course, the horn. That does work. Okay, now, let's move on to the outside of the vehicle. Oh, did I start this one up for you? I don't even know if I started up right. It was running when I started. Here, I just want to show you that it does start right up. Okay. I don't remember. I'm losing my mind sometimes. All right, let's check out a couple of other important areas. First of all, your driver's area. As you can see, this is in very nice condition. Looks like one little spot there, a little burn hole there, and that's about it on this car. Let's check out the floor mat. Of course, there's a wear spot where your heel goes. That's to be expected. And the carpeting underneath is pretty darn nice. All right, there we go. Oh, power seat. Let's check this out. Forwards, backwards, up, and down. Does work exactly as it should. This does have a remote trunk release, which is actually in the glove box, and it does operate properly because I opened the trunk for you. All right, left front tire. That is in fantastic shape. I would say that is probably almost 90% of the tread left right there. With, of course, the Buick wheel covers. This one back here, same as the front. That's almost 90%. And so far, it looks like we got a couple of matchers. Let's come around to this side. And this side is a matcher, and that's got 90% as well. And look at that. Okay, something really good I'd like to point out, folks. This car has 4 matching Firestone tires, a good brand tire. That's a good sign to me. Tells me somebody loved and cared for this car. It's got 3 out of the 4 Buick center caps. I apologize, folks. I tried to go find one for this car yesterday. I couldn't do it. So maybe a place near you, you can get one. But that's about the only thing, other than that, it's actually a nice car. All right, let's do the body because there are a couple of minor issues, but I like to go over everything. All right, right front, you can see it's got a little bit of a chip and a crack there. But other than that, no scratches, nicks, or dings. This is the front passenger side. This door, I would say, is almost perfect. Mirror, great shape. Roof, great shape. All right, let's open this up. And now you can see, of course, it's got the dual airbags, and you can see how clean it is from this side. Very nice car. All right, let's do the door jamb. I just like to do the detail for you guys because I know, especially if you're coming from a long way away, you can't get here to look the car over, so I kind of have to do it for you. Now, this is important, this part, and I always explain this, because if a car is going to rust, it's going to start right usually in here. That's where your rust usually starts. But so far, so good on this one. Okay, let's move on to the rear door, passenger side. This one also looks to be in, I would say, almost 10 out of 10 shape. Let's open it up. We'll do your door jamb, as you can see. Nice and clean. Here's your back seat on this side. No, it's like a little staining on the floor mat. No big deal. The seat looks pretty good over here. I don't see any issues. I do see one burn hole on the other side, but we'll get to that. And let's do this door frame. And as you can see, again, I'd say almost perfect condition. So this side of the car so far, very nice. Right rear quarter panel, excellent condition. No nicks, no dings, no dents. Look down the side, beautiful shape. Okay, here's your trunk. Very, very large trunk, as you can see. There is a spare tire in there. I didn't take it apart. I just peeked in under here. I don't know if you can see. There is a tire in there. I can't comment on the tools because I didn't bother taking the thing off. Let's check the bumper out. Now, to me, this is a big sign. Do you see how nice and clean this bumper is? It's not all scratched up and gouged up. In other words, the person didn't like back into everything they saw. Sometimes they're like that, sometimes they're not. Here's a little view underneath. I don't know what you can actually see, but I like to give you guys the option because some people do like to crawl under the cars, kick the tires. Here's your trunk around the frame. As you can see, no rust. It's got the nice outboard hinges. I like that because the old gooseneck hinges get in the way of if you put like luggage and stuff in there. Those outboard hinges are the best. All right, as I said, it's a Buick Century. This is, I would call this like a light mocha, the color of this car. Very shiny, very clean, as you can see. And I think there's just one tiny little scratch in there. That's about it. Okay, coming around to this quarter panel is where it gets a little interesting. But you know what's good about this? This little part I'm about to show you is what's going to save you a ton of money. All right, this part of the quarter panel all looks good, but when we get to here, it looks like somehow the door was open or something, and somebody caught this on something. I don't know what, but I just want you to know. But check this out. The door does operate, and it does seal as it's supposed to. All right, let's do the door frame. And you can see, nice and clean. Here's your back seat. Looks like we got one mark there, a couple little there. These looks like they tried to repair, and there's one actual burn hole right there. Other than that, the rear of this car is very clean. All right, let's go around the door frame. All right, and as you can see, clean as a whistle. No rust, no problems. This you might want to have painted or something if you're not going to fix it, just so it doesn't rust. All right, this door, other than that one little spot there, looks to be in excellent condition. And of course, our roof line along this side, excellent condition. Driver's door, driver's side I should say, driver's area, whatever, door jamb. There you go. Let's do the frame. And here you can see just the tiniest little spot, like I told you, is where it'll start. All right, but you got a long time to go before anything actually becomes visible. Here, check this out. You look at the outside, the door looks almost perfect. As you can see, no issue whatsoever. Now, you can, of course, have that addressed so it doesn't progress any further, but that's up to you. All right, left front fender looks like there's a little ding right there. But other than that, no scratches, no other dents. It does have a good New Jersey State Inspection sticker until March of next year. All right, the front of the car. All right, headlights look very nice, clear, nice and clean. The whole car actually looks nice and clean. Let's take a look underneath here. I don't know if you can see anything or not. Sometimes there's things that get in the way. Let's see. But you can see even down low, the car is not all beat up. That balance isn't broken and cracked like they are a lot of the times. Very nice. Oh, look at this. They put a little diagram on how the serpentine belt's supposed to go. They tell us that it takes 4.5 quarts of oil. Somebody took care of this car. That's what I can tell you. The heart and soul of any car, obviously, is the engine and transmission. And in my opinion, this is one of the better setups that General Motors ever made. It's the 3.1 liter V6. Now check this out. I'm going to rev it up for you. You'll hear how nice this sounds. Now, I know General Motors cars in and out. I've been selling them almost my whole life, brand new and used. And that's exactly how they sound when they're brand new. This car has a ton of life left in it. All right, here is your hood. Now, I'm going to tell you something about this hood. I believe this hood has been replaced. And the reason I believe that is because whoever painted it was a monkey. I seriously think that my dog Oliver could have done a better job. It's shiny. It's clear, it looks nice, but you probably can even see it's so bad in the video. It's just like, I don't know what they did. They clear coated it, so it's nice, it's sealed, but it's just they did a terrible job. I mean, overall the car looks nice. I mean, there's a couple of pits, like there and there, but I mean, it's shiny, it's clean, and when you stand back 10 feet, it's mismatched even. But when you stand back, you can see it's actually a really nice looking car. But man, what a travesty, whoever painted the hood of this car. I would like to know, just so I ever make sure, I never, ever, ever go to that body shop. That's all. Or maybe it was done in somebody's house. But actually, by the quality of the actual paint job, I think it was done with a spray booth because there's not a lot of defects in it. Anyway, that's the outside of the car. That's the features. Let's take it for a spin. All right, folks, we're going to take her for a spin now. Hopefully I can do this without getting my big fat head in the way of the camera the whole time. I do know, like I said, because my wife drove this for several months, that this car with the 3.1 liter V6 and the 4-speed automatic actually gets you pretty decent gas mileage too. But what I love most about the Buicks is how quiet they are and how nice they actually run. All right, and here we go. Plenty of pickup with the V6. Nice, quiet. We're over 50 miles an hour already. Beautiful little car here. Cruise control is engaged and it's working. And as we go down the road here, take my hands off the wheel. And as you can see, she goes nice and straight. Alright, we're going to go up here a little ways and then we'll turn around. But you can see I'm actually lowering my voice. I have a big mouth and I know that. But I like to lower my voice in these really nice, quiet cars just so you can hear that I don't have to shout to be heard because it's such a quiet, decent ride. Oh, this air is nice on a hot day like today. I like the cold air conditioning. So this is a car, really, I think, other than maybe doing an oil change too, although I think I probably did that before I put my wife in it. In fact, I don't think you even have to do that. This is literally a car you can come, pick up, and just drive away and be confident that you have nothing to worry about, mechanically or otherwise. It's already cleaned for you. This car is ready to go. And it's a beauty. Like I said, it's got a couple of little issues. What car doesn't? But believe me, for the price I'm going to be selling this car for, you're not going to worry about those little issues, especially if you live like in the city or in an urban area. You know, your car is going to get dinged up anyway. But anyway, that's up to whoever, ends up buying this car. Next thing I'm going to do is a brake test, and all that simply consists of is me pulling into this vacant lot across the street from my place, slamming on the brakes and letting go of the steering wheel. All it really can tell you is how the brake equalization is, and you can actually see that the car will stop. But I'm pretty fanatical about making sure I have, good brakes. Okay, here we go. Pull in here, hands off the wheel end. Okay, now, I don't know if you folks noticed that, but to me, that is one of the best features, safety features going in a vehicle. I would rather have anti-lock brakes than airbags any day. But lucky for you, this car has both. I just tested it. The anti-lock brakes work exactly as they should. So you guys are getting a nice, large, safe car. Now, I'm going to suggest something here. Your kids will probably hate me if I do, but anyway, were I going to put my new driving child in a vehicle, and it was my choice what to buy them, this would be the car. Here are the reasons why. It's large enough that if they do hit something, it'll withstand the impact and probably keep going. or at least there's a lot of metal wrapped around them. That's number one. Number two, front wheel drive. Number three, it's got airbags. Number four, it's got anti-lock brakes. The problem with it is the kids aren't going to want it. I mean, what 17, 18, 19-year-old, whatever, wants to drive around in a Buick Century? None that I know of. But if you're paying the bills and it's your money, this is the car you want to put them in. But also, if you want like a nice family car, 6-passenger, remember, this is also good for that. Now we're out in the sun. I'm going to pop the camera off and we're going to take another walk around and I'll do a recap. This is a 2004 Buick Century. Okay, it's got a decent level of equipment. I mean, it's not ultra loaded, but it's got a good level of equipment. Couple defects on the outside, like I said. Hard to tell on the video here, but as you can see, it's shiny, but they did a really crappy job is what I'm trying to say on the hood. It's got this little hit right here, little incident, but other than that, the rest of the car is clean, shiny, scratch, dent, and ding free. Take a little walk around here. Low mileage, as I said, it's only got 107,000. I shouldn't say ding free. You can see on this side, here's like, now when I see it out in the sun, I see 4 or 5 little dings. It's not perfect. But again, I'm not trying to represent that this car is perfect either. Just that it's going to be a great value for someone to get a later model, for me anyway. I usually don't sell cars this new. But you're going to get yourself a really decent car. And the nice thing I know is I have had a lot of these vehicles with this engine and transmission. There's no doubt in my mind they can go 200,000 miles easily if they're maintained well. So you have a lot of life. This car is not even half of the way there. And as I always do, I hope this car goes to someone that needs a good, reliable, inexpensive car. And oh yeah, because it's American and it's a Buick, really cheap to fix. Thanks.